We absolutely love the Vivo X200T, and it seems like you guys do too, and for a good reason. For 60,000 rupees, you're getting a great display, flagship grade cameras, strong performance, and an easy 2-day battery. But there's one problem: availability. Stock on Amazon, Flipkart, and even Vivo's own store has been very erratic. We do get some units every now and then, but still most people end up waiting. So instead of waiting around, here are 5 X200T alternatives worth considering. But we have 3 simple rules. First, we are only considering phones launched in India from January 2025 onwards. Second, they need to sit between 50,000 and 70,000 rupees. And third, they have to have good cameras and good processors. That's why something like the Reno 16 doesn't make the cut. Great cameras, yes, but the Snapdragon 7 Gen 4 isn't powerful enough for the list. So, our first pick is the Motorola Signature. This might be the most complete alternative here. You get a 50 megapixel main camera, a 50 megapixel 3x telephoto, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 50 megapixel selfie camera, along with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. At around 57 to 58,000 rupees, that's a lot of phone for the money. We also love the 6.8-inch LTPO display. It's a 165Hz panel with Dolby Vision and HDR10+, so movies and videos look fantastic. Gorilla Glass Victus 2 and an aluminum frame also give it that proper flagship feel. Our only concern is its 5200 mAh battery. It'll comfortably last you a day easily, and the 90-watt wired and 50-watt wireless charging is excellent. But with 7000 mAh batteries becoming common, its capacity may feel slightly underwhelming. Next up is the Oppo Reno 15 Pro and the Reno 15 Pro Mini. If cameras were the main reason you wanted the X200T, these should be high on your list. Unlike the Reno 16 series, these use the more powerful Dimensity 8450. More importantly, the cameras are stacked. There's a 200 megapixel main camera, a 50 megapixel telephoto, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 50 megapixel selfie camera. You can also shoot 4K 60 FPS across all 3 rear cameras. You get a 120Hz AMOLED display, a 6200 or 6500 mAh battery depending on what you pick, and 80-watt wired charging. The Reno 15 Pro costs 67,999 rupees, which is definitely expensive. But the 15 Pro Mini at 59,999 is much easier to recommend, especially if you're getting some card discounts. Then there's the Xiaomi 17T, and at around 65,000 rupees without offers, there's plenty to like. You get a 50 megapixel Leica tuned main camera, a 50 megapixel 5x periscope telephoto, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. That 5x periscope is the star here, especially if you shoot portraits or regularly use zoom. Performance comes from the Dimensity 8500 Ultra paired with LPDDR5X RAM and UFS 4.1 storage. It's not the fastest chipset here, but there's more than enough performance for gaming, editing, and everyday use. You also get a 6500 mAh silicon carbon battery with 67 watt charging, so battery life is an easy 2 days. Now, the Dimensity 8500 Ultra is very capable, but if raw power matters the most, there are other options. Our only hesitation with this, HyperOS 3. It's good, but not the most polished software experience. Next is the OnePlus 13. It launched at 69,999, but you can now find it for as low as 59,999. And you're still getting proper flagship hardware. There's the Snapdragon 8 Elite for performance, and for cameras we have a 50 megapixel main camera, 50 megapixel 3x telephoto, and 50 megapixel ultra wide, all blessed by Hasselblad. The main and telephoto cameras in particular are excellent. You also get a gorgeous 6.82-inch QHD Plus LTPO display, a 6000 mAh battery, 100-watt wired charging, and 50-watt wireless charging. There's very little missing here, but the catch here is its age. Since it launched in early 2025, you're already part way through its software support window. You'll get Android 19, so 2 or 3 more major updates plus 2 years more of security patches. Also note, you won't be getting Oxygen OS 19, you'll be getting Oppo's Color OS 19. But if that doesn't bother you though, it's still one of the most complete options here. And finally, we have the Samsung Galaxy S25 for an unbelievable 59,999 rupees. This one's for anyone who wants something properly compact. The 6.2-inch display makes it easier to use one-handed, but you're not sacrificing flagship performance. You still get the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy. Cameras include a 50 megapixel main, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto. The sensors aren't exciting on paper, but Samsung's processing is dependable. Video is excellent, and that 3x telephoto adds useful flexibility. With the S26 already available, you can easily pick up the S25 for around 60,000 rupees. But there's an obvious compromise: battery. You only get 4000 mAh and 25 watt charging. Coming from the X200T, both will feel seriously dated. Still, if compact size, flagship performance and dependable cameras matter more than the battery life, the S25 remains a great option. Those are the alternatives with shortlist right now, but we also have two quick honorable mentions. The first one is the OnePlus 13S. It's compact, fast and has a great display, but the camera setup holds it back. There is no dedicated ultra-wide and the smaller battery means you only get a day and a half of use max. Then there's the Galaxy S25 FE. Don't judge the cameras purely by megapixels because Samsung's image processing gets plenty out of those cameras. You also get a good display and long software support, but the Exynos 2400 isn't impressive anymore. And at its current price, the overall package feels a little expensive. But what would you pick? Or would you still wait for the X200T over these options? Let us know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.